Test 1 2, test 1 2. Another test 1 2, test 1 2. It is time, fans, as we welcome you in to Broughton High School here in the 919 of Raleigh, North Carolina for Day 3 of the 51st Annual John Wall Holiday Invitational, as we'll open Day 3 play with the 5th place game in the Day Ron Sharp bracket. It's Garner High School ready to take on Word of God. Should be a good one here. My name is David Katzenmeyer, bringing you all the action throughout this one as Jaden Quaintance, Word of God, on the floor and ready. We'll run through quick starters before we get into this one. So going for the Holy Rams to get this one started, it'll be Jordan Vick, Jaden Myers, Jaden Quaintance, Bo Hearns, and Isaiah Odeluk. On the other side, for Garner High School, it'll be Cameron Reyes, Tayshawn Whitner, Kingston Beal, Gabriel Scott, and Keaton Bloms. Both these two squads have had the exact same starting lineups throughout this tournament. Nothing changes here. Keaton Bloms and Jaden Quaintance waiting at midcourt, and we are underway in the 11 a.m. matchup. And a quick bucket from Jordan Vick is no good. He finds his own rebound. Now it's Bo Hearns who goes for an attempt, and it's knocked out of bounds. Both these two teams sitting 1-1 in the tournament, lost their first games and subsequently won yesterday. Here's Odeluk. Swings it back to the right wing, now to the top of the key. Ball tips off the hands of Keaton Bloms, and Kingston Beal comes down with it. Here comes Gabriel Scott. He has electric speed. Tayshawn Whitner A sharpshooter from the right corner. He'll miss his first shot. Cameron Reyes intercepting a pass intended for Odiluck. Here comes Gabriel Scott, working from the left corner. Swings it off the baseline. Kingston Beal for three. Just too strong. Rolls over the back iron. Odiluck comes away with the rebound. Word of God lost their opening matchup in the Dayron Sharp bracket, 55-60 to Christ School. Jaden Quaintance, the big man, has range, hits from the top of the key for three. And yesterday, Word of God was able to take care of Enloe 61-49 to find themselves here in the fifth place game. Garner still searching for their first bucket. Couple three-ball opportunities, none have fallen. Gabriel Scott passes out of that right corner. Tayshawn Whitner, left wing three, just off the mark. So raining down from beyond the arc for Garner so far, but nothing able to click with the bottom of the net. Myers for three, just off. Odiluck with the rebound. He'll send one up from mid-range. It's too strong. Bo Hearns collects the rebound. Odiluck a couple steps back for three, misses everything. Into the hands of Gabriel Scott. This Garner team has showed a ton of fight in this tournament. Tayshawn Whitner from the free throw line. That one falls. He's got 47 in total on the tournament. Dropped 30 yesterday in the 72-69 win over Highland. Four of those field goals came from beyond the arc. Now here's one for Bo Hearns on the other end. Clicks from three. 6-2. Word of God out in front early. Keaton Bloms. Holding. Quaintance is going to give him a little bit of pressure. Now Bloms dribbling with the right hand, angles towards the right. Gives it up to Cameron Reyes. Back to Keaton. Hard task being guarded by one of the best players in the nation in Jaden Quaintance. He gives it up to Gabriel Scott, sets a screen for him. And Scott, you could just see the size difference between Jaden Quaintance and Gabriel Scott as Quaintance switched on him. This Garner team opened the tournament with a 38-66 loss to Myers Park. Tayshawn Whitner has that one grabbed out from in front of the rim. Word of God working quickly back the other way, but Kingston Beal has other plans. He'll delay the offensive possession for the Holy Rams. With Jaden Quaintance ready to inbound, committed to Kentucky. John Calipari was here yesterday to watch him. And Garner, this is what they'll do to you. Ball hawks. They'll find a way to make your life on defense hard. However, Odiluck gets an open look and just off the mark. He shot 10 threes yesterday, converted 3 of them. Whitner kicks it out to Cameron Reyes. 2 steps in for the left corner, and Reyes needed to step back. Quaintance caught on the plant foot, able to give it up to Myers. Jaden Myers right back to Quaintance. Working against Kingston Beal. Now 2 defenders switch on him. Plant foot pass. Goes back to Bo Hearns. Hearns will take a try. Through Cameron Reyes and Kingston Beal. Up to the cup. So Jaden Myers checking out of the game. First time we'll see Darian Ellis. Holy Rams with a quick 6-point lead. Halfway mark of the first quarter. Here's Keaton Bloms. Swings it to Gabriel Scott. Off the right wing. Scott makes a move, hits the plant foot at the edge of the paint. Cameron Reyes, top of the key, just missing left. Garner off to a very cold start. Quaintance for 3, but a travel. But yesterday's game was really a work of art from Garner. Couldn't tell you how impressed I was, not only watching them work back from the deficit that they had against Highland, but the way that they were able to do it. Such a good defensive team in Highland High School, and Garner was just able to string together 30, 40, 50-second possessions to create fantastic separation and great ball movement. Here's a piece of display right here, but Kingston Beal cannot finish. Garner's offense looks a little bit more sped up than it was yesterday. In return, Word of God looks to slow things down a little bit. There's a fantastic defensive effort. Loose ball on the floor. Here comes Gabriel Scott. He'll win the battle over Jordan Vick. Timeout, 30 seconds, taken by Garner, as it's a 4-point lead for Word of God here in the fifth-place game of the Dayron Sharp bracket. But Tayshawn Whitner for Garner yesterday against Highland hit a three-pointer from the left wing in front of the Garner bench with under 10 seconds to tie the game and send it to overtime, in which Garner was just too much of a force for Highland to overcome, winning that one 72-69. And for those who didn't tune into that 11 a.m. game yesterday, truthfully, in my opinion, it's been one of the best games we've had all tournament. Garner doesn't care who they're playing. They're going to step up to the level of their opponent. But a slow offensive start here. The Holy Rams coming out of the timeout. We'll see what they're able to create. Ellis giving to Isaiah Odiluk. Odiluk now, contested three. Tayshawn Whitner was in his face, and it falls short. Odiluk pretty cold from beyond the arc to start things. Gabriel Scott trying to take it all the way through the lane, has it stripped out of his grasp, and draws a foul. Cameron Reyes down on the baseline to inbound. Bounces one in for Tayshawn Whitner. Last touch by Isaiah Odiluk, so it'll stay with Garner. Reyes will give it into Keaton Bloms. That's how we'll get this possession started. Gabriel Scott working left, giving it up to Keaton. Pressure on him. Finds a streaking Reyes, who passes over to a wide-open Tayshawn Whitner, but he still can't find the bottom of the net from beyond the arc. Can Cameron Reyes? No, he cannot. Jaden Quaintance, big man underneath, secures the rebound. 2 minutes left here in the first. Jaden Myers giving it up to Bo Hearns. Now to Odiluk. Jaden Quaintance from the left side. Passes underneath, and a wide-open Jaden Myers cannot finish. Three ball, other end, and a splashdown for Jared Holmes. Holmes started the first game against Myers Park when Cameron Reyes was undressed. And he comes up big here, finding the first triple for Garner and cutting the lead to one. Jaden Quaintance and Word of God. Quick ball movement. Odiluk connects this time for three. Reyes works out of the left corner, takes a step in, and Cameron Reyes with some of those deeper shots has been way off the mark to start this game. Needs to see him settle down a little bit. Rolling coast to coast goes Jaden Myers. Rectifies his open lane miss just a moment ago. And all of a sudden, it's a quick 5-point swing. Bloms, ranging from the top of the key. Puts his head into the chest of Jaden Quaintance. Now has separation. Begins the dribble. Jaden Quaintance, denial. Clash Peters and Jordan Vick will check into the game for Word of God. Bo Hearns and Isaiah Odiluk will head to the bench. Nice find at Tayshawn Whitner. However, with a guard in his face, great job to find Gabriel Scott in the corner. Here is Scott, but he will step out of bounds before he's able to swing it to Holmes on the right wing. So 26.2 seconds left. Cairo Hines checks in for the Trojans, as well as Robert Agoke. We'll see what Word of God tries to do here. Jaden Quaintance. Agoke covering him up, and that ball goes out of bounds. Touched by both Tayshawn Whitner and Darian Ellis. But Ellis, the last one to get a mitt on it. 7 seconds for Garner. Tayshawn Whitner tapping the chest. He'll go ISO. Here goes Whitner, spinning and ran out of time. Figured he might try and throw up a deep three, but instead got crafty with it, edging towards the paint, and was unable to get a shot off before the buzzer. 13-7, a low-scoring first quarter. We'll see what both these teams have to offer when we come back. Word of God leading early. We are back for the start of the second quarter. David Katzenmeyer here with you on day 3 in game 1, a fifth-place matchup in the Dayron Sharp bracket between Garner High School and the Word of God Holy Rams. As coming out of the first quarter break, Garner will have possession. Tayshawn Whitner swings it to Gabriel Scott, now to Holmes. Back to Scott. He'll enter from the top of the key. Circle around. Scott swings one into the paint. Agoke is blocked by Clash Peters. Here comes Jaden Myers, finds Peters, patiently waits under the bucket, short arms it. Peters couldn't find anybody before heading out of bounds. But it'll be a foul, staying down here with Word of God. Jordan Vick sets to inbound. Looks the way of Jaden Quaintance. Now fires it up to Jaden Myers. Guarded by Cairo Hines. Myers directs Quaintance. Now gives it up. A wide open three look. Just off the mark. Darian Ellis couldn't connect. Here's Cairo Hines working out of the left corner. Gives it to Tayshawn Whitner. They'll swing it all the way around the arc. Now with Gabriel Scott. Scott, a dribble, a give to Cairo Hines, and a travel. Jaden Myers had 10 points against Enloe yesterday. Shot 4 for 7 from the field. Now here's Jaden Quaintance. Quaintance gives in to Ellis, has trouble. This Garner defense can be ferocious. Tayshawn Whitner, he'll take on Jaden Quaintance. Now they'll give it around the arc. Holmes left with separation. He's already buried a three today, but he cannot grab that one. However, offensive rebound secured for Garner. Scott, a swing, and a wide open look for Cairo Hines. Just rims out. Garner somehow going to keep it down here. Tayshawn Whitner is found from behind. Foul called on Jaden Myers. Kingston Beal checking in for Jared Holmes. And Isaiah Odiluk checking in for Word of God. And Scott, looks like they called time violation. You could see Kent Blom's a little confused and frustrated by that call. So it'll now come back the way of the Holy Rams. Ellis giving to Odiluk. Odiluk took a while to set up, wasn't shot ready, so he'll have to give it up. Here's Jaden Quaintance. And a whistle. Foul's called on Kingston Beal, the 6'2 sophomore. Beal, a very physical player. As McCall Williams checks in for the first time this morning for Word of God. Jaden Quaintance on the inbound. Gives to Clash Peters. Now to Jordan Vick. Right back to Quaintance, but he couldn't hold on to it. Cairo Hines with it now. With speed, down the baseline. Cairo Hines rolling coast to coast. This Garner team, they might not have a ton of size, but boy, oh boy, will they beat you with their speed. If it's a track meet, you do not want to be facing these guys. Jordan Vick, 3 feet from beyond the arc, no good. It looks like they're going to call a foul on Robert Agoke, and they will. He was on the ground. Clash Peters came down and tripped up over him. So a tough break for Garner. And you can still see Kent Blom's trying to get an official word on the foul. Bo Hearns, it's inbounded to him. Now to Jordan Vick, and Cameron Reyes pokes it out of bounds. (13-9). Not a whole lot of scoring so far here in the second quarter. Odiluk kicks it into the right corner. Now it's back to the top of the key. What will Bo Hearns do with it? Giving it up to McCall Williams. Around to Jordan Vick. Trying to find any kind of separation. Bo Hearns now works in. Mid-range floater, misses everything. Word of God gets the rebound. Vick to Bo Hearns, off the window. Cameron Reyes pushing the pace, and that one's blocked, but a goaltending called. Basket will count. Credit to Cameron Reyes. Two quick buckets up to the rim traded. Still at a 4-point game. Long inbound to Hearns. They'll throw over all three Garner defenders in the backcourt, but an errant pass. Jordan Vick couldn't corral it. And so Garner, they'll catch a break. Timeout taken by Word of God before this possession. Kind of start to feel Garner gain a little bit of momentum here. They'll try and squelch it. Back at 60 seconds for the rest of the second quarter. Left to play. 4:49 left to play. 4-point spread, an advantage of Word of God. Kingston Beal finds Cameron Reyes, who is open off a screen, but he cannot connect. Shots aren't falling right now from either team beyond the perimeter. It's been tough sledding for three. Vic, over to Odiluk. Now to Bo Hearns. Skip pass to the right wing. Williams, back to Vic. Now to Odiluk. He'll take a three with Kingston Beal in his face, and Odiluk yet to find the bottom of the net from beyond the arc. Scuffle forward on the floor, and a jump ball between Jordan Vic and Cameron Reyes. Word of God with the possession arrow, so it'll stay down here. Vic, a nice find to Bo Hearns, but he can't finish. Second chance, he'll rectify it. Reyes giving it to Tayshaun Whitner. Whitner's had a quiet night so far. A beautiful step-back floater, though. Tayshaun Whitner. Something to note, Gabriel Scott has not been in the game in a moment, currently getting his back rolled out on the sideline. So hopefully he's okay. But here comes Word of God. Bo Hearns has to give it up. Still a 4-point game. Odiluk gives it up now, right back to him. Bo Hearns in the left corner. Garner is not letting anything inside the perimeter. They'll be able to take a shot from outside, though. Jordan Vick's three falls short. Tayshaun Whitner swings one to Cairo Hines. Hines wins the battle and one. A chance for a three-point play to get us to a 1-point game. Cairo Hines, not a guy we've called the name of a lot over the past couple games, making an impact here in the first half against the Holy Rams. Hines just misses. Jaden Quaintance makes an immediate impact coming off the bench after a short rest. Quaintance just having to bully his way to try and find any kind of separation. Into the midst of it, gets a little bit too physical. Now we got some extracurricular going on. And instead it's going to be a foul against Cameron Reyes. Initially, it looked like it was called against Jaden Quaintance. A couple coaches on the Word of God bench tapping their heads. We'll see what that results for. Ellis. Back to Myers, excuse me. Jaden Myers. Take it further back off the top of the key. This Garner bench and crowd is into it. Loud as this gym's been all morning. Quaintance. And a whistle off the ball. It'll be a foul on Lucas Dowlis. Dowlis, a 6'3" senior. So Clash Peters will head to the line. Word of God in the bonus. 6'9" senior as Peters sneaks one in over the front of the rim, making it a 3-point game. Peters misses the second. Hard hop off the court. It's rebounded by Jaden Myers, and he gets a big man bucket. Back to the line goes Word of God with a chance for a 3-point play and a possible 4-point trip down this side of the floor. Foul's called on Jared Holmes.
Technical foul has been assessed to the Garner bench.
As intriguing there, technical foul been charged to the Garner bench. We've seen Kent Blom's up a decent bit talking to the official. The bench really got into the game during that last possession, and
Myers with the one shot on the foul.
a little bit too involved in the game, I guess. Jaden Myers hits the first.
And now for the technical, 21, Jaden Quaintance with 2
So Myers, that was his and one. So he converts the three-point play. Quaintance makes it now 5 points since Word of God has crossed into this half. Make it 6. So Word of God on a little 6-0 run, and Garner has yet to touch the basketball through it. Could be a really big swing in this game if the Holy Rams are able to knock down anything. Here's to McCall Williams, into Jaden Quaintance. Quaintance double-teamed and fouled. 2 shots on the way. Quaintance, you could just tell by his presence, doesn't matter if you're here or you're watching at home, how much his presence is felt in the court. 6'10 senior, reclassified from the junior to senior year so that he could go to college sooner. A 5-star, ranked as high as 3rd in the nation in the senior class. John Calipari was here yesterday watching his young recruit. So he'll be heading off to Kentucky after this year. He had 14 yesterday against Enloe as he hits the second, and just miscommunication all over the board right now for Garner. Wins out of their sails. As Jared Holmes threw it to nobody. Guess he was looking for Keaton Bloms, but Bloms isn't in the game. 24-15. Clash Peters loses it. It's clean. Cameron Reyes with an athletic play to finally get the ball back for Garner. Word of God has scored 7 consecutive points, and we haven't crossed the half-court line since that number started. Now we will. Whitner down the baseline, has it stripped right from his grasp by McCall Williams. Here's Jaden Myers. Myers eyeing down Gabriel Scott. And he'll go up and over. 26-15. Garner needs a bucket, and badly. Can Lucas Dowlis deliver for 3? Yes, he can. He provided a spark yesterday that really took the cover off the basket for Garner. And Dowlis doing it again here with a much-needed 3 with 1 minute and 21 seconds left in this first half. Just a reminder, this is the 5th place game in the Dayron Sharp bracket, as Garner High School lost their opening round matchup 38-66. Myers Park, who's ranked top 25 in the nation, and they won yesterday in an overtime thriller 72-69 over Highland, large in part to 30 points from Tayshawn Whitner. On the other end, Word of God lost a close one to Christ School 55-60 in round 1, and in their consolation game yesterday took down Enloe 61-49 with Antonio Hearns, or Bo Hearns rather, leading the charge with 15. He has yet to really be involved so far this morning, on the bench for the time being. Word of God is elected to go with McCall Williams and Clash Peters over Isaiah Odiluk and Bo Hearns for the most part here in this second half. There's a turnover forced by Garner. 8-point lead for Word of God. Gabriel Scott dribbling to the left with a minute to go. Scott shakes off Myers, runs into a body and a charge. Hitting the deck and drawing the foul is McCall Williams. Mr. Gabriel Scott will be called on the foul. It's his first. McCall Williams. Back to Jaden Myers. Up to Quaintance. Now to Clash Peters. Open lane. 2 hands up to the rim. Gabriel Scott, he'll push the pace for Garner. Give it back. Dowlis, a very deep 3 and a deep hit. NBA range from the kid. He's got 6. Seven-point game. 23 seconds left. Quaintance off the plant foot. Needs some help. Gives it back to McCall Williams. Now with Myers. Myers has it poked away by Kingston Beal. Can he evade it? He will here with Jaden Quaintance. 7 seconds. Quaintance spins left. Gives up. Ellis for 3. Couldn't quiet Garner. 1 second. And Beal couldn't give it up. But Garner, they'll roll into halftime with a little bit of momentum. As this crowd and this bench was getting into it. The Word of God able to drain out the clock and hold on to a 28-21 lead as we head into halftime. Back in 10 minutes for the start of the third quarter and all your first half stats. Don't go anywhere. This is game 1 on day 3 of the 51st annual John Wall Holiday Invitational. Welcome back for the start of the second half. It's the Word of God Holy Rams leading Garner High School 28-21 in the Dayron Sharp fifth place game. Cameron Reyes will give it up to Gabriel Scott. Over to Tayshawn Whitner. Catch and shoot. Whitner falls just short. It's been the story of the game so far. It's been tough sledding for three for both teams, especially for Garner, apart from Lucas Dowless, who leads the team in scoring with 6. All of those points coming from beyond the perimeter. On the other end for Word of God, Jordan Vick, who currently holds it, has yet to find a bucket. They're led by Jaden Myers with 7 and Bo Hearns with 9. Jaden Quaintance also has 6. Inbound to Myers. Over to Vick. Odiluck gives it up to Bo Hearns. Hearns works right down towards the baseline. Spins left, left-handed finish. Beautiful move around Kingston Beal. Whitner elects to take it himself. 3 Holy Rams in the paint. And Whitner forces an errant pass. Myers evades Gabriel Scott, gives it up to Jordan Quaintance. That leaves a wide open Isaiah Odiluck in the corner. Odiluck still unable to find a 3. Or check that. He's found 1 3 in this game, but he's 1 for 6 from beyond the perimeter. Scott, a floater, over Bo Hearns. No good. Kingston Beal had it taken out of his grasp by Bo Hearns. Garner still has yet to find a bucket here in the second half. Out of bounds, Jaden Quaintance lost control of the ball. So Gabriel Scott and Keaton Bloms will walk it up the court. Cameron Reyes across to Tayshawn Whitner. Has to take a couple steps back to retrieve it. Now works off the right wing. And Whitner is fouled by Isaiah Odiluck. That's Odiluck's first, and the first foul for either squad here in the second half. Blom's caught in a trap. Jaden Quaintance and Jordan Vick were all over him. And Vick has ended up calling for a foul. Vick's first and the second very quickly for Word of God. Keaton Bloms will inbound. Couldn't find anywhere to go. Spikes it into the hand of Jaden Quaintance. Word of God covering up all prospects for the inbound. They'll send it into the backcourt. Tayshawn Whitner as well as Gabriel Scott retreated. It'll be Gabriel Scott to bring it across the timeline for Garner. Scott, Cameron Reyes working it off the left wing. Now down to the baseline. Barely evades stepping out of bounds. Tayshawn Whitner, entrance for the right wing. Taken away. Quaintance sends it up for Jordan Vick. And Vick up and over Gabriel Scott. Scott's going to push the pace. This is what he can do. Coast to coast. Too much pizzazz on it as it spins off the front of the rim. Third chance effort from Keaton Bloms results in a trip to the charity stripe. 2 shots on the way for Bloms. Bo Hearns picks up his first. Bloms has that one rattle out. He had 3 points in yesterday's game on 4 shot attempts. See, buries the second, 10-point game. Hearns and Myers will pass it back and forth as they roll over half court. Now here's Jordan Vick. Errant shot. Isaiah Odiluk with the putback. Scott to Cameron Reyes. Baseline drive. Reyes was looking for the backdoor entrance. Couldn't find it. Out of bounds, staying with Garner. Still have yet to see Lucas Dallas or Cairo Hines for Garner so far here in the third quarter. Both those, they have a combined 10, and Kingston Beal makes a great play under the bucket there. 10-point game. Whistle coming from the baseline. Foul going to be called on Gabriel Scott. And now we will see Lucas Dowlis check into the game. He'll be coming in for Keaton Bloms. But Cairo Hines and Lucas Dallas have a combined 10 of the 24 for Garner. That three ball rims off. Here comes Tayshawn Whitner pushing the pace. Whitner, right-handed finish. Eight-point game. Vick gets caught in the corner. Able to move it around and up to the rim. A two-hand flush for Bo Hearns. Gabriel Scott running with some intent. Gives it to Whitner. Trying to work out of a trap. Very close to the half-court line. And Bo Hearns will foul him before any chance of pushing him into the backcourt. Scott to inbound. Clash Peters heading to the table for Word of God, ready to check into this game at the next available opportunity. Kingston Beal for three. It's good. Beal now has 5 here in the second half. Quaintance is fouled. Gabriel Scott picks up another. It's the third on Scott. And promptly we'll see Cairo Hines get up. We'll see if he's going to the bench, or the table, excuse me. Yes, he will. Quaintance missing the first. So Hines now into the game. Gabriel Scott heads to the bench as Quaintance misses both. Reyes gives to Whitner. Right back to Cameron. Works around a Lucas Dallas screen. Now gives it to him. A deep three. He's hit from this range so far today. Won't find it this time. Now to Tayshawn Whitner. Another deadly shooter. To Cairo Hines. Hines back to Whitner. Guarded by Odiluk. Whitner. Hair in the wind. It's swatted away. Jaden Quaintance and Isaiah Odiluk make for a great brick wall in the paint. Here comes Bo Hearns. Euro step past to Clash Peters. Peters on the baseline. Has to spike it out to Odiluk. Will he find his second three? No, he will not. Bo Hearns. Second chance. Jaden Quaintance cleans up all the mess. Tayshawn Whitner trying to answer with a quick bucket on the other end. Forced that one a little bit. Had an open look, but momentum was not settled down. Carried into the shot. Now Word of God. And we're going to get a foul at Kingston Beal. Beal looked like he was shoved a bit by Clash Peters. And he can't believe it. Jaron Holmes will promptly check into the game for Beal and Robert Agoke in for Tayshawn Whitner. Darian Ellis in for the Holy Rams as well. He now stands in the right corner. Myers takes a dribble and kicks to Odiluk. Odiluk, a step inside the arc, gives it up to Clash Peters. Peters wants a screen. Instead tries to cross it across the arc to Ellis. It'll be taken away by Cameron Reyes, finding Cairo Hines. What can Hines do with it? Working off the elbow, swatted by Clash Peters. A violent block to get word of God the basketball right back. Turnovers traded on both ends. The Holy Rams will settle it down. Ellis over to Peters. Gives to Bo Hearns. Elects to drive. Right back to Clash Peters. Some nice ball movement creates separation for the Holy Rams. 11-point lead. And an errant pass is going to give it right back to Word of God. Tayshawn Whitner immediately back into the game for Cairo Hines. One minute remaining here in the third quarter. Jaden Myers to Bo Hearns. Now to Isaiah Odiluk. Odiluk retreats back into the right corner. Has that one tipped by Cameron Reyes. Reyes is going to take it and is fouled by Bo Hearns before he can get into open space. You can see some of the sunlight fluctuating through the windows here at the Holiday Gymnasium. Really a nice touch along both back walls behind the goals, allowing for some natural light to come in here, especially for some of us workers, some of these fans who here for 9, 10, 11 hours a day. We'll keep you sane. 10-point game, 46.8 seconds left here in the third. Reyes hits the second. Ellis rolling baseline off the fingertips of Cameron Reyes. Bo Hearns collects it. Isaiah Odiluk takes another three a look. It falls up short. Cameron Reyes with the rebound, having to spin out of traffic. Somehow maintaining control. Lucas Dallas on the board. 8 now on the game for Lucas Dallas. 7-point game. Can Word of God find a basket before the clock strikes 0 here in the third? Odiluk swings it to Peters. Back to Odiluk in the corner. Another three. This one connects. His second of the game. Whitner with 1 second. Shot is waved off. Did not get it up in time. And Isaiah Odiluk's three brings Word of God into a double-digit lead with 8 minutes left to play. Back at 60 seconds for the start of the fourth quarter here in the fifth-place game in the Dayron Sharp bracket on day 3. 8 minutes left to play here. As the Word of God Holy Rams will start the fourth quarter with the ball, leading by 10. Quaintance, a shot, half a step in for the free throw line. It's no good. Bo Hearns with the putback. Hearns has had himself a great morning so far. Scott has it pop out of his hands. He's battling with Jaden Quaintance. Gabriel Scott continuing to have a hand on it and does just enough as he's still wrapped around the left leg of Quaintance. They got tied up a little bit there, but does enough to get the jump ball. It's a good player staring at the spot on the floor. Nobody coming to clean it up. But Garner with the possession arrow in their favor will now go to work. Cameron Reyes recollects it. Top of the key, three, and a splashdown. Keaton Bloms. Big bucket for Garner and a foul on Kingston Beal. Check that. Tayshawn Whitner called for his second foul. Jordan Vick calling for some help. Pass Clash Peters. Now right back to Vick. He'll work for the top of the key. Angling to his right. Into the corner. Ellis to Jaden Quaintance in the low post. Quaintance won't have it. Three Garner defenders around. We're trying to win the battle above Quaintance and Bo Hearns. So a baseline inbound after the foul. Quick one in for Ellis. Mid-range shot, no good. Clash Peters rips it away from everybody for the rebound. Turns around and bullies his way up for a bucket. Clash Peters isn't afraid of the danger. Whitner over to Gabriel Scott. No pass to Cameron Reyes. And Reyes is going to lose it. Jordan Vick picks up the loose ball before it can go out of bounds. 2-on-1. Vick waits, gives to Jaden Quaintance. And look out below. .6'10" senior with a bolt ripper. No looker underneath for Cameron Reyes. Finally collects it, now loses it in the air. After a little bit of contact, no foul. Tayshawn Whitner trying to go to the bucket. And instead he'll go to the free throw line. But Garner has really missed the heavy production that Tayshawn Whitner has been able to provide for them in both these first two games. Whitner in the first half alone of game one had 15. And yesterday dropped 30. It's the first one for the charity stripe to go. Garner needs every bucket they can get right now. Just over 2 minutes gone by so far here in the fourth quarter, and Whitner will get both. Lucas Dallas will come into the game for Gabriel Scott, so Garner will have a little bit more size. Vick across to Ellis. Ellis will get it back from Jordan Vick. Now to Clash Peters, a step in for the right corner. To the baseline to Bo Hearns. Whitner. Stop and pop double. They're going to need Tayshawn Whitner to get going if Garner wants to hunt their way back into this game. Timeout called by Word of God with 5 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the fourth. Garner is not scared of the comeback. As at one point in the fourth quarter yesterday, Highland was leading by 7. It was the largest lead for Highland all game, but they were able to come back from that deficit. Garner didn't find their first lead until overtime yesterday. Tells you the resiliency of this ball club and how they fight down to the end. And on the other end for Word of God, trying to keep Garner at arm's length and bury them here for the final 5 minutes and 22 seconds. So we'll come out of the timeout. It'll be Holy Rams ball. Ellis into Clash Peters. A pass from the free throw line off the fingertips of Bo Hearns. And it'll be Garner ball. Word of God actually plays 2 games today. Their next one will be tonight at 6:30 against the overtime elite Cold Hearts. Here's a Kingston Beal 3 as it wedges itself between the rim and the backboard. Bo Hearns coming away with it for Word of God. But that game later, just a showcase game. Doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things in terms of championships and tournaments. Jaden Quaintance will be fouled and heading to the line. Dallas is called on the foul, picks up his second. So Jaden Quaintance, over 20 points in the first game against Christ School. He had 14 yesterday. Quaintance, even when you don't feel like he's having a big game, always finds a way to look very impressive in the stat sheet. Sunlight trickling in here now on the floor. Whitner works left. Tayshawn Whitner, big time bucket. Lost his grip on the way up, had to recollect and throw it up from his chest. They are going to need everything Tayshawn Whitner can give them for this last half of the fourth quarter. Clash Peters on the deflection. Peters can't finish. But a whistle, Lucas Dowless called on another foul. It'll be his third. Clash Peters to the line. Hits the first. Very low arcing shot from Peters when he's at the charity stripe. That extends the lead 54-42. And Peters hits the front of the rim, deflects. So splitting the free throws. Cameron Reyes immediately has a strip from his grasp. Here's Jordan Vick looking for the alley-oop, almost just made it himself. Out of bounds, it'll stay down here. Garner last touched it. Bo Hearns, big old smile on his face after just a bit of an errant pass, you could say, from Jordan Vick. Acted more like a shot. Either way, Word of God will keep it down on this end. Myers passes out to Vick. Retreats back towards the timeline. Now puts on the Jets, entering from the left wing. Now here's a 3-ball from just beyond it. And Bo Hearns connects. Garner's got to be perfect down the stretch. Reyes. Whistle as he enters the perimeter. Jordan Vick will be called on the foul. Will be the second foul committed by the Holy Rams. Giving it to Tayshawn Whitner. Elects to drive. Whitner turns around at the baseline. And now Garner will swing it around the perimeter. Reyes gets a screen from Keaton Bloms. Tries to find Kingston Beal. And it will go out of bounds. Holy Rams basketball. (57-42). Word of God leading in the fifth place game in the day Ron Sharp bracket. Clash Peters comes up empty. Foul on the floor. Jaron Holmes into the game. Kingston Beal will head to the bench. Gabriel Scott also ready to check back in for Garner. As well as McCall Williams. So Gabriel Scott in for Keaton Bloms. Quaintance hits that one. So McCall Williams will check in. Jaden Quaintance will head to the bench. Whitner into the corner. Dowless for three. Buries it. It's been a bright spot for Garner with Lucas Dowless now into double digits on the game. Full timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the final 2 minutes and 39 seconds of this fourth quarter. McCall Williams will give it up to Clash Peters. Down to Bo Hearns, out of bounds, and Garner will get the ball right back. Not impossible, but a very tough road. Very little light at the end of the tunnel. Cameron Reyes will help the cause, however. A physical trip to the rim. 12-point lead for Word of God. Hearns straight down the lane to Odiluk. A little bit of a loose cannon. Now to Clash Peters. And it'll be Garner ball. Byron Williams irate on that Word of God bench. So Gabriel Scott, he'll let it drip across the timeline before he gets the clock started. Pass from the elbow. Whitner to Jaron Holmes for three. And he just misses, out of bounds, staying down here. Last touched by Isaiah Odiluk. You have three real legitimate three-point shooters on the floor right now for Garner. Really looking to get Lucas Dowless or Tayshawn Whitner involved They'll get Dowless. Can he hit another? No, he cannot. It'll stay here, though. Cameron Reyes got the rebound out of bounds. Could not be corralled by Jaden Myers. So Garner with 1:47. Still down by 12. Searching for another opportunity. It'll come in the form of Gabriel Scott with 2 shots at the line. Call Williams called to the foul. Oh, excuse me. Just falls in. Gabriel Scott was out of this game for a little bit back in the first half, as he was tending to what looked to be maybe some tightness in his back. Don't want to speculate. He was getting his back rolled out for a little bit. And he really hasn't missed too much time since that. Falls on the short end there. 11-point lead. Odie Luck down to Bo Hearns. Back to Odie Luck, looking for a nail in the coffin, missing everything. Clash Peters, however, is there to find the rebound, and we'll get a timeout from Word of God. 1:28 left. You could see David Hartman, Casey Bryant, both pointing up the scoreboard with Odie Luck. Hey, man, we're up by 11. We're back at 30 seconds for the conclusion of this one. Tayshawn Whitner, Jaron Holmes, Cameron Reyes, Kingston Beal, and Gabriel Scott on the floor for Garner. McCall Williams, Jaden Myers, Bo Hearns, who is now caught in a trap in the backcourt. Isaiah Odie Luck and Clash Peters on the floor for Word of God. And we're going to get another timeout from the Holy Rams amidst the swarm of Garner on defense. So still fighting down to the final whistle is Garner, as we will have a 30-second timeout. Or maybe it looks to be a full. So in the building, we're saying it's a 30-second. Word of God's treating it like that. Now we're seeing Garner get right back up off the bench. 2 very nice-looking uniforms for both these teams. Garner has worn the whites every day of the tournament, the Jordan jerseys. And on the other end, Word of God, some clean kits from Overtime Elite. Take it away from Gabriel Scott. He saw an opportunity, capitalized on it. Scott has it full off the front of the rim, but Kingston Beal puts it right back in. Single-digit deficit now. 1:13 left to play. Garner trying to seize any opportunity they can get. They'll take advantage there. Full timeout on the floor. Garner trying to make it an interesting one. We'll see what they do coming out of the break in 60 seconds. Garner ready to go back onto the floor. The Holy Rams will break the huddle and get right to work. Williams gives it into Myers, guarded by Tayshawn Whitner. Myers turns up court, floats one into Isaiah Odilon. They now have it inside the perimeter. Firmly set up in the front court, under a minute now. And we are going to get another timeout as Garner issued another trap. So the Holy Rams will take a full timeout. 58.1 seconds left. Byron Williams wanting to change the game plan every time down the court. As Garner doing a great job on defense. Hawking to the ball. Keeping Word of God on their toes. Looks to be the same units back out onto the floor. Quick pass. Touching three. Holy Ram fingertips. Under 50 seconds now. Loose ball. And it last touches Garner. Bench can't believe it. So clean up the sweat on the floor. 46.8. 9-point game. Broughton waiting outside their locker room. On the left side of your screen, Farmville Central just peeking through the doors on the right side. That's what's to come after this matchup. Consolation game in the Devontae Graham bracket. As Broughton lost their opening night game back on day one to Cannon. And yesterday, Farmville Central fell to Reedsville in a state championship rematch. Williams, long pass. Bo Hearns has to go retrieve it in the backcourt. One-on-one with Cameron Reyes. Hearns will be fouled as he crosses the timeline. Dallas up off the bench, ready to check in. Hearns, perfect on the first. Kingston Beal back to the bench. Hearns easily hits both. An 11-point game. Scott goes to the congested side of the court. Now to Tayshawn Whitner. Whitner into the right corner. Dowless rims out. Fouled underneath as a body hits the floor. Will be McCall Williams helped up. Whitner picks up his third foul, and McCall Williams picks up a trip to the free throw line. First one's off the back of the iron. have not seen Jaden Quaintance in quite some time for Word of God. Wonder if they're resting his legs up for later tonight. Here's a three. Dowless is finding the inside of the rim. Just hasn't had one fall to the bottom of the net. Garner will trap Myers. So it's called for a jump ball. Word of God with the possession arrow. 11.3 seconds. All but a formality. But Garner sticking to their culture. They're going to fight until the end, and they'll have at least one more shot opportunity. Gabriel Scott looking for anybody, and a whistle before the inbound can come in. Foul's called on Clash Peters. We're going to get a very late substitution in for Clash Peters. So it'll be Nicholas Martins checking into the game. First time all day, Tayshawn Whitner is fouled. Promptly two by Nicholas Martins. And so with 6.4 seconds left, Tayshawn Whitner have a chance to knock a few more through for Garner. Hits the first. Whitner was held pretty quiet today. He's been a very, very impressive player to watch throughout this tournament as he hits both from the free throw line. So Bo Hearns ready to inbound. Hines will check into the game for the final few seconds, and that will do it. 62-52, a 10-point victory for Word of God as they take fifth place in the Dayron Sharp bracket. Garner will finish in sixth place, and coming up, the host team in Broughton High School taking on Farmville Central in a consolation game of the Devontae Graham bracket. That game getting started in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in to Game 1 on Day 3. Once again, the Holy Rams and Word of God pick up a 10-point victory over the Garner Trojans. As we will see you in 10 minutes for the start of Farmville versus Broughton.